Maybe you have a Christmas party coming up and you need some small little gifts. Maybe you're hosting a Christmas gathering and you would like to give out some small little gifts. With a paper bag, some napkins, and a small little journal, you could make an absolutely adorable gift. Maybe you would like to give a gift at Christmas that isn't a Christmas themed gift. Maybe something like this. Maybe it's someone's birthday and you just write happy birthday. You could write their name. You could actually do something Christmassy and use this for place settings. I think this would be a really nice way to find your place at the table, having your name on a bag that holds a journal inside. I really enjoy writing, and I enjoy writing in my journal and on my pieces of ephemera. Starting next year, I want to incorporate writing in our journals as part of possibly a weekly thing that we can do. Won't you join me as we make a couple of these together? Maybe you have plain white bags, or maybe you have coffee dyed your bags. Either way, they will work out perfect. Let's take one that's coffee dyed and one that's not coffee dyed. The first thing that I would like to do is bring in my Stays On Timber Brown and my paragraph stamp. I'm going to just place the ink here and there on my little paragraph stamp and then place it on top of my bag and just stamp. I want it to be a little bit blotchy, something like that. I also have a larger stamp and I really like this top part of this stamp, so I'm just going to use that on my bag. All right, so now that I've got one side stamped, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to stamp the other side. The next thing I want to do is I want to take my vintage photo and my sponge, and I'm going to ink around the edge of my bag. Now on the white bag, I'm actually going to just highlight it just a little bit like this. Just a little bit. And on this one, I'm just going to ink around the edge. It's time now to pick out your image for your bag. I'm using napkins. Now maybe you want to use a floral, something like this. Or maybe you want to stick with the theme and you want to use a Christmas type of napkin. I do have these available in my Etsy shop. This one has 3-ply. And you want to remove the other plies, so you're just down to the 1-ply with the image on it. I'm going to use this square here, so I'm just going to trim it out so it's easier size to manage. So I have one of each. I have a very small, inexpensive brush and a little bit of water. So we're going to put our brush in the water, and we're going to paint with the water around the image, not close to the image, because as you can see, the water spreads. So you want to give it some room to spread. So going around like this. I don't want that word in there, so I'm going to take it like that. And then gently pull the edge of the napkin so that where the water was placed, the napkin will separate. And then just pull it to trim it down. If you want it to be trimmed a little more, add a little bit more water and you can take some more of the napkin away easily. This method I like because it gives the illusion of this image being part of the paper itself. So I'm going to do the same thing for this one. If you place your water onto the napkin, and maybe it gets into your picture and you don't want that. Just let your paper dry. Let it dry and then try again. You haven't ruined anything. Just don't move it so that you don't tear your napkin, and let it dry, and then place your water on again and try once more. You can also practice on those layers that you tore off just to see how much it spreads, because it does spread a little more than you think, the water. So I have my 2 bags right here, and I'm going to use the white napkin on the white bag and the tan napkin on the coffee dyed bag. I think that's going to look great. Now I have some water in a taller container because it holds my brush well and it doesn't tip over. I have a flat brush right here, and that's what I'm going to use to apply my school glue. This is school glue with water. If this container was empty, this much would be glue and this much would be water. Now, it never fails. Someone will ask me, can I use Mod Podge? If you like Mod Podge, then definitely you can use it if that's what you like to use. Where I live, Mod Podge never dries completely and it always stays tacky. So that is why I do not use Mod Podge. But if you like Mod Podge, then that's what you should use. If you are like me and you find that Mod Podge never dries completely and it's always a little tacky, maybe you would like to try some watered down white school glue. Alrighty, so I just laid it literally right on top of my glue, as you saw, and gently, very gently, smooth out the napkin, and it will disappear. It will disappear onto your bag. Absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Let's just do that with this one now. So what I did was I placed some glue like this. That's about where I want that image to go. I took my brush and I just lightly spread it out. It can be a little bit globby. It's not really going to matter. And so spreading it out, I took my brush that has my glue on it and I used it to pick up my napkin, and then I'm just going to lay it right down into that glue, and then from the center going out, just lightly brush. Now I'm going to need a little bit more glue on this one. You don't want to keep going over and over your napkin, and if you find that it's on the dry side, you're going to need to add a little more glue like I did, because you don't want to tear your napkin. Absolutely perfect. Look, it just blended right in to the paper bag. This is where I take my paintbrush and I put it in the water until I can get to it to clean it. And I'm going to get these dried, and then we're going to continue. So the bags are now completely dry, and they make such a lovely sound, don't they? So now let's do a little bit of decorating. You could use flat lace on here if you wish. If you have a machine, you could use some ruffled lace. I think what I'll use, oh, here's some pattern paper ruffle. You could use some pattern paper ruffle. I think that's really sweet on there too. I like the contrast. I'd like to use this lace right here on this one. And so I'm going to put some lace right down here at the bottom. I'm going to use my hot glue gun. It's a Sure Bonder high temp. And I'm just going to add my glue on here. It makes it very easy when I'm doing videos to use the hot glue gun. I think I want to gather it just a little bit. So I'm going to make just a little bit of an arching area of some glue. And I'm just going to kind of push it. Maybe something like that. So I didn't ruffle it with the machine. I just kind of pushed it on there to give it a little bit of motion. Maybe something like that. Let's look at this one now. I'm going to glue that down on the top. I have my white noise machine going. I'm hoping that might help with the traffic because there have been some very loud trucks go by and it really makes a terrible sound on my video. So I'm hoping that the machine will help mask it, shall we say? I'm hoping. All right, make sure I didn't glue it shut. That's really sweet. So one's gonna be like this and one's gonna be like that. I have some Sari silk here from Crimson Heart Studios, and I've got these cut in little strips. I think I'd like to tie a bow with this one. I've got glue on my fingers. Happens a lot with this, doesn't it? All right. Maybe something like that. Oh, that is going to be sweet on there. Oh, that darker red looks really pretty. So I did iron my Sari silk and I'm just going to tear it so I can have a little smaller piece to work with. I think I'm going to put this one right in the center and then this one over to the side. All right, so let's get this glued down and then giving a little movement to our ribbon by twisting just a little bit. I like how that one is turning out. Let's work on this one a little bit. And I think I just want this to come down just a little bit. I don't think I want to take it all the way down the bag like I did the other side, the other one. I think I'm just going to take it to here. And then on this one, I'm going to put just a little bit of the Sari silk right here on the bottom. I have this little, it's almost like a crayon, and it is this beautiful gold color, and I'm just going to rub a little bit of this gold color on my bag, just a little bit here and there. I used it on this one and I put it on the napkin itself a little bit. There, you can see it. It just adds a little bit of glistening, and then I'm going to rub it with my finger just to move it around a little bit. Oh yeah, you can see that it glistens a little bit. I don't think I'll use it on this one. I also have a dish and I've got some bling and I've got some bulb pins. I'm going to add a little bit of bling right down here. And then this bling is a little bit larger. I'm going to take this one, I'm going to put it right in the center of my bow. Oh my, that really made that pop, didn't it? I have a bulb pin here, and I can add some things to my bulb pin and maybe even put a dangle on here. This one's super cute. It's cardstock, and I think I can get my small hole punch and just punch Santa's face out. All right, so I've placed it in my hole punch, and let's punch it out. Oh, that will work out perfectly. I'm gonna need to punch a hole. Now I don't want to punch it in his face, so I'm gonna punch it over here by the holly. I also have some very small bells, and let's place the bell first on the pin and then my little circle, and then I'm going to place it right here in the center of the bow. There we go. And then let's place bling right down here at the bottom. Gonna bring in a little bit of ribbon and then, oh goodness gracious. All right, so we have our bags decorated. That's super cute, right? Now it's time to make a quick little journal. So you have your paper. Now mine is coffee dyed. I have line book page. I have a piece that is coffee dyed on one side and not on the other. That will work fine. You could use some digitals for this too. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to measure your bag. Now my bag happens to be 4 inches by 6 1/4. But you can use absolutely any size bag that you have, right? So if it's 4 inches, I need to make my journal about 3 1/2, so I can easily fit it inside the bag without struggling. So 3 1/2. I think what I would like to do first is let's make a page with a pocket. So I'm going to fold this up it's about 2 inches. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to fold it over 3 1/2. Okay, give it a crease. I'm going to mark this with my pencil. All right, so I've got it the width that it will fit inside. Now, I don't want it to be any taller than my bag itself. So I'm going to take this down about 1/2 inch. Now what we've done is we've made a page, actually 2 pages, with a built-in pocket. So all we have to do, add your glue on the edge from the fold to the edge of the paper and glue this portion closed. So now when you open it up, you have a wonderful pocket right there. So this can be the cover of our little journal. So I've got a lined book page that I showed you, and I'm going to fold it the long way. And then I'm going to use my cover as my template, and I'm going to mark the top and the side. Now I have another page for my little journal. Now these pieces that you have cut off, you could use these too. You could take this one and it's already folded. You can place it in the spine, folded, and then close the little journal and fold this page around. Now I'm going to actually fold it just a little bit smaller, and then I'm actually going to trim this off because it's right at the edge. And I'm going to close it and I'm going to trim the ends so they're even. And now what we have made is we have made a fold out page. So this is our little journal we're making. So here's the cover with our pocket, and then our lined book page, and then this is going to be here. It's going to be a short little page, and then this one's going to be a fold out page. So you can use your scraps in that way. This one here, I think I'll use and not make it a fold out, but I'm going to place it inside my journal, and I'm going to mark that scrap with my pencil. And now I know where I need to trim it, so I can use this as a page. So you can have all different sizes. I might even mix them up a little bit more, like place this one here, and then this one, and then this one shorter, so that when you open it up, you have different sizes as you open up the journal. So this is also a no-sew journal. You don't have to sew your journal. I have one right here that I have compiled, and let's look inside here. This is the cover, and here's the pocket. I haven't glued it down yet. And we have a lined book page and another full page. We have a little page. We have a digital. We have some lined book page and another page here that is a fold out. It's a large page. It's a fold out. And then we're going on the other side, and then this digital folds out. So there's so many different combinations that you can make. And just because it's a small journal doesn't mean that it can't be interesting, right guys? So what I'd like to do is I'm going to bring in my Tim Holtz little stapler, and it is a small one. It not only has small staples, but from there to there, it's pretty small. If you can get your stapler to staple all like above the line or below this fold line, it will look and work out so much better. Sometimes I find it's easier just to get my needle and stitch it in, but I know a lot of you would rather do the staple method. For a quick and easy journal for people who don't like to sew or don't like to sew in your signature, this might be the way to go. All right, so can you see that my staples, let me highlight this for you. Can you see that they're all above that fold line? Now, it's got a little bit of a crease here, but either you decorate it and you don't worry about it, or you leave it. I'm just gonna decorate so that, because this is, no, it's on the back. This time it's on the back. Usually it's on the front, but this time it's on the back. So it opens up very, very nicely. Pages are nice. I think I really like how this one has turned out. So let's do a little bit of decorating here. I think I'd like to use this one right here. I see that my staplers, my staples this time, are on the front. Usually they're on the back. Here's my Christmas washi here. So let's see. I really like this. That's really nice. It's a holly all the way down like this. Oh yeah, I like that. I don't trust the washi tape, so I'm gonna add a little bit of glue. I'm just gonna lay this right in the glue. Yeah, I really like how that looks. We can glue this right down on here. I'm just looking to see where the center is. We can stick in all kinds of things into the pocket. What you'll want to do is you'll want to pop it into your bag. Just like that. Oh my goodness, I think that is absolutely gorgeous, and I think it matches perfectly, even with the gold on the washi and the gold that we added on the napkin. These are fun and easy, whether you make them for the holiday season or maybe for just everyday gift giving, or even for that special birthday wish. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.